Hey, I think I'm up. So hey, did you miss me? So it's another episode of Candace Michelle Views where I give my opinion on what I'm viewing on any mainstream media platform that you could think of. Hey, whoever's here with me, I just randomly jumped up here. I wanted to look like Coty or whatever. Hey, DSS Brands and Angel Face. Hey, Angel Face. So yeah, I just wanted to come up here and take everybody with me. We're going to go. That's like the little, so we're all gonna just go, you know, to the land, the promised land. So everybody just come. So let's just go and follow me to the promised land. Now I'm just joking. I know you're probably like, what the hell? Oh, I just wanted to act like I was doing like some cult stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I haven't been up here for a while. And I haven't been up here for a while because I wanted to kind of like see what like was gonna happen if I didn't come up for a while. I wanted to see like what Kanye was gonna do. I wanted to see like what other people was doing because it seemed like I was doing stuff and they was doing stuff right after me. So it kind of like and there was a lot of things going on. So it kind of made me like want to stop and kind of watch and wait. And it was very weird because while I watched and wait, it seemed like Kanye went missing for weeks and he just was found. So I was just like literally like really because like I knew I was gonna come up here today because I probably won't come up here for another week or so. But anyway, I was like really now he's like found and he was gone for weeks when I was like trying to wait to see what they were gonna do, and they haven't done nothing. They were very quiet. It's like basically I'm trying to say like they were waiting for me to orchestrate this circus, bro. Like it's like they want me to start off with saying something and then boom, here they go with their big fucking platform and then millions of people and say it on their platform. So it's just like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna fall back and see what they're gonna say because like the basically I'm going to talk about Reginae and her boyfriend, but I kind of wanted to talk about the last time I was up here and kind of recap since I wasn't here and kind of say why I wasn't here. So yeah, the last recap of when I was live, I basically said I said a lot of things. I always say weird things, but it's not weird. Is what they're doing, and if that's weird, then hold them accountable. But anyway, I say a lot of weird things because a lot of weird things occur, and I said Kanye West was like, I don't know, I said something about him being vice president, and then he came out with a statement saying that that Trump asked him to be, or he asked Trump to be vice president, like literally after I said that he was going to be Trump's running mate or whatever. Anyway, but that's beside the point because now I came to the conclusion that they're all Russian Asian spies. But I'm going to get into that, and I feel like they kept me offline for a long time because there was a lot of things occurring, and I felt like that was nothing but the devil. So I was like, okay, whatever, because I don't care. I put this shoulder up, and I drop it, because I don't care. So yeah, so it was a lot of things that was happening, and I was just like, I wanted to come up and talk about how they're all like Russian spies and shit like that. So anyway, I'm gonna get to that, but not right now. So recapping with Kanye, so that he came out with the vice president thing. I guess like because I said one thing and then he kind of reversed it because that's what they do and say that he kind of asked Trump or whatever. And then I kind of gave an assumption about Kim Kardashian, two younger kids. I was like saying like something about the ring around their mouths, and these are the two kids she did not actually have. She had like the first two, and then the second two like came out of nowhere. She was having baby showers for them, but the woman and the baby was not there, I don't think, at the showers. But anyway, it don't even matter. People do whatever they want to do. I don't care. But the point is like, is these even their children, first of all? Second of all, where do they get these kids from is the big question since the first beginning of the videos that I've been investigating and reviewing on. So anyway, I said that the two little kids that she didn't birth, but these are supposed to be her and Kanye children. I believe Chicago and Saint. No, Chicago and yes, Saint Combs. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. Naming them all these names, right? So, anyway, Chicago and Palms, I think. And then it comes out where she has this big scandal with and then I was talking about Balenciaga and all that stuff too. But anyway, it comes out a big scandal about her having a Balenciaga connection with the child. First of all, I didn't get what the connection Kim Kardashian really was, because it was one thing when the Balenciaga had the photo shoot, and of course it was like weird pedophile shit. Obviously, there that even if they issued an apology, it's like, bro, like you guys are weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fucking apology really means when you even could have something like that just in the works, period, like around to even be a part of any photo shoot. So anyway, like an apology is weird. So anyway, like it's like, oh well, they apologize. They don't really want to have sex with the kids in bondage. They just wanted it to look like they were in bondage, and you know they do that torture and stuff for the adrenal, the adrenaline rush crone or whatever juice that probably makes them look a little bit different in life. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what makes their hair look. I don't know what gives them the young pharaoh special or the what's that guy named the Tyreek Nasheed special, where you have one look and then you get on another level of contracts, and then you got this hair sprouting, you got all this new youthful hair sprouting out of nowhere, and you're all in your best, whatever. You could say it's money, but I could say it could be a lot of tricks and trades when you get into certain circles of assets that you may have. But anyway, so I just felt like that was weird, because I definitely made a big assumption. And it's not nice to talk about children or nothing like that, but like my assumptions are being said for a reason. And then that scandal comes out, and then they connected Kim Kardashian to it somehow. And she had to open an issuing statement about Balenciaga. So I thought that was weird, because I just was insinuating that her two young kids look like they, blow a lot of whatever as such a, people could say it's their pacifier, but it just looks like a lot going on, in my opinion. I wouldn't say it as I thought it was a pacifier situation. So then that scandal comes out, and I just felt like, okay, so you know what? I'm 2 for 2, with the vice president, and then the pedophile talking situation with them. And then it's just like, let me sit back and see what the fuck they do. Because it seemed like I'm doing things, and then they, like, next week, here they come. Hey everybody, I'm glad people are here. I be all hype. Hey Kate Harris, Ms. Gala, Lord Universe 13. Hey Angel Patient was here first. And Smiley E, Jacqueline, what's up? Yeah, so Shantae Moore and Lisa French. Hi. Yes, I don't want to leave nobody out, and thank you for coming back with me. I haven't been here for a little bit, not that long, but because I really don't do back-to-back videos, but whatever. I'll come up just to say things that I feel like it needs to be said out in the universe. So anyway, yeah, so I'm 2 for 2 now. And then I just was like, a lot of my videos that I do about twins are like spot on sometimes, like literally spot on with the weird circle, and like with Ray J and Kanye and all these things. So, I just felt like it's weird. So anyway, yeah, I was sitting back. Basically, I was sitting back trying to see what they were going to do next. Like, what are they going to do? Because I'm always like kind of first up. So I was like, let them orchestrate something or see what they're going to say. And they orchestrated what the fuck I orchestrated. They went missing and quiet while I went missing and quiet. I'm looking like, what the fuck? Like, that wasn't the plan. So it's like, okay, well, you really just going to follow me? So, like, whatever. Here I am a fuck again. But anyway, I don't really want to talk about... Oh, I'm going to talk about Kanye. Matter of fact, let me stick on Kanye, because I had some... While I was on his back, like, a couple weeks ago, I had some stuff that I forgot to show I didn't have it at the time, but just to conclude that they all are... It was what I said from day one. Everything that I said from day one from my videos of me predicting things, people got to give me, like, my little bit of flowers... while I'm alive, it's, give me a little bit of soup while I'm sick. Give me a little bit, whatever. Don't wait till I'm going to be like, oh, some of the shit she said was like on point, But anyway, So most of like a lot of people they talked about. I remember like watching people pages and they were saying like a lot of things, and I was like, yo, none of these things happen. Like they were saying like all this money was gonna come pouring into. Don't pay your taxes. Don't do this. Oh, forget that. Forget eight. And I'm telling you, I was like, none of that is really accurate. And these people are 5%ers, 7%ers. So they are put on platforms. They were put on platforms. Platforms was taken away from them. This happened to numerous people that was on YouTube. My platform stayed consistent, very small and cute. You know, I love all the people that come here. I have a nice consistent base of people. It doesn't have to go far because sometimes I feel like some channels go far and they're not really getting as many views as they're saying anyway. So it does, I don't focus on those things. So anyway, and I hope that most of my views are genuine anyway. So if that's what I'm getting, that's what I'm getting. So I don't really want to be told I'm getting 50,000 and I already have 5,000 or whatever. So a lot of these people were put in place, and it was saying a lot of things are going to happen. Specifically, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Get some food, get pack a bunch of seeds for it so you could grow some groceries. And it's like, bro, if you're going through like mad wow stuff, if this shit is gonna be like Walking Dead, like you don't need a bunch of food in your basement. Like how long you think you're gonna hide out in your basement before it's gonna just be wow. Like you know what I'm saying? So like what do they think that's gonna happen where everybody's gonna just be stuck in the house and eventually at some point everybody's not gonna be as cozy as what some people think they're going to be. Like, oh, I'm going to be super cozy, and then everybody else ain't going to be cozy. So I just don't think that all these ideas that people think they're preparing for is going to make any sense at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be pandemonium and a bunch of panic for a lot of people that is not going to free cozy a emergency kit or whatever. So and on top of that, all this stuff that they were saying after all this time, nothing has a fucking curve. So my reality that I've been telling people that shit is really about like money laundering, sex trafficking. They're all sex trades. They all a part of like some weird ass group like of immigrants from different countries, and that's all we're watching. That's all we're being entertained by. Nothing has changed since the very beginning of when they first came over here. And circus or how sometimes they come with the carnival and it could be a lot of fears. They come through with fears. Anything that you could think of, like fear trades. Like sometimes at the borderlines, they used to have fear trades. So this is nothing new. This is just like a different version. Like they're always updating and updating. And this time, it seemed like what occurred like in as the movie showed that they have gotten away with just taking over something. But anyway, that's beside the point right now. So let's get back to Kanye, and then I'm going to get to Reginae and her new boo. And then I'm going to kind of talk about like the Sims, and we're going to get into like the simulation kind of concept. Antarctica. If you haven't checked out, I believe Ace Live. He travels. I showed his channel plenty of times on my channel. He's in Antarctica, and very interesting things occurred while he went to Antarctica. So I'm going to talk about that and show probably some clips. Hopefully, I don't want to be up here too long, but I got a lot of things that have occurred. But I haven't been up here because I strategically thought I was waiting to see what was going to be happening. And then what happened was they just was laying back and I was laying back. And then I was laying back and they was laying back. And then like, I guess like whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we're just going to get into other things after I show Kanye. Because I don't know if everybody knows. I don't know if everybody knows that Kanye is background where he lived in China. Yeah, he lived in China, and he literally went to school there and everything. Like, it may not be new news, but it just kind of confirms that this is the same China-Russia takeover that the Asian, and you would think the Asian might be like Chinese, but these Chinese Asians, sometimes they're coming as people like Kanye. And I told you already with the names with the K too. Anything with a name like with a K. Like, I don't want to say too many names with K's, but you could just use your imagination. A lot of names with K's, like names, Islamic names with K's or whatever. So it kind of it's like a age. That's like an Asian, trait to have. You know what I'm saying? So just like my name, I use as an example. Like Candace is with a C because that's over here. But then when you have it with a K, it kind of like takes you to Asia. Like when you start to put it in a terminology. If your name is like with a K, Candace, you probably got Asian in your family, and that's why they decided to put it with a K instead of a C. And it doesn't probably make a lot of sense, but it makes sense. If you have that and you ask, it probably is accurate information. Because that's just the way how just like with Italian people with vowels at the end of their names and things like that, like it just goes together. So anyway, let me just show y'all guys Kanye. I have a lot of stuff in here, but I'm not gonna go over all of this. Like I have a lot of stuff from like Wakanda, like the Wakanda 2 and all of that scam and stuff like that. It's just a lot of weird stuff. Let me see. I just wanted to show y'all when Kanye was with the Asians. Like, okay, here, people were showing, they were showing like how Kim was trying to, you know, she was trying to mimic like some weird, I don't know, like some weird stuff with her kid. Like with her kid, she was with like Saint. Anyway, I don't. Okay, here it goes right here. Like I don't know what their point is, but then you have Kanye growing up. Okay, I don't know why I can't find the Asian. I'm trying to find. I got too many pictures in here. Okay, here it is. I think. Yeah, this isn't a good picture of Yeah, this is like a lot of pictures of him and his mother. Okay, here they're saying right here. Um, do I? Yeah. Yeah, so here they are saying, here go Kanye West living in China. Here is an incredible photo of Kanye West at the age of 10, living in China. Okay, living in China. They said at the age of 10, West moved with his mother to Nanjing, China, where she was teaching at Nanjing University as a Fulbright scholar. So how is she teaching at an Asian school unless she's able to speak Chinese? Am I correct? Like, wouldn't she have to most likely speak the language and be translating? Which is interesting. So I already knew that Kanye mother and them, they're all connected. I already said that from day one. She has a doctorate degree and she's indoctorated and blah 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 blah. Which basically means she belongs to the government. West was the only foreigner in the class, but settled in well and quickly picked up on the language, although he has forgotten most of it. So when did Kanye ever tell us that he knew Chinese? Like, when was he ever going to tell us that? Like, that's interesting, right? Here go Kanye with the Chinese people and some white kids having a ball. He having a great time. Here go Kanye in China having a great time. So I'm just showing y'all that it's like nothing but mad Chinese kids in the class, and I didn't know Kanye knew Chinese. Here he is with like a bunch of white people, or like you could tell he probably I don't know what's going on, but this is stuff they don't tell you. They don't tell you. I like to show stuff like this because it's like you're like probably like so what, but it's like who the fuck knew this about these people? Do they really present themselves like that they had this kind of background? You understand what I'm saying? Like it's so suspicious and CIA-ish and like army brat kid, like you understand what I'm trying to say? Like so these are definitely like now that it's like once you start to see the scam you can't unsee the scam, bro. Like, I was watching Tupac the other day, and it was breaking my heart. It was breaking my heart because I love Tupac. I still love Tupac, but I don't love the actual person, Lassane Crook, or whoever the hell this guy was, Tupac or more Shakir. I don't know who the hell he was, but the real person. I tried to take a picture of Tupac. Somebody posted a picture of Tupac, some girl that I said, like, anyway, that's beside the point. I don't even know how I ended up on her page. And she had a picture of her friend that took a picture with Tupac. Remember, I had said something about this girl before where I was like, I think she know because she's related to. So anyway, that's beside the point because I don't even know how I ended up on her page. So anyway, this is a while back. It's like randomly a while back, and she had a picture of her friend with Tupac, right? But her friend, this is like an old picture. She's like, oh, look at my friend with Tupac. Look, we been knew, we been was lit, whatever. Her friend was mad young and very short, right? And Tupac was taking a picture with her. It was the same height as the little girl. At the time she was taking a picture, the girl had to be like 12 or whatever. And Tupac was like the same height, like mad little. Like how Akil, you know, the MC or whatever, like very short. So I kind of tried to double back and take a picture of, and I thought I took a picture of it, but I can't find a picture, and the picture has been taken down. So anyway, but that's beside the point. But the point is that once you see the scam, you can't unsee the scam. So it's like I already know that Tupac was up to no fucking good with his height. He did some trickery with his height because that photo that girl posted, it exposed that he was mad short in real life. Like, what the fuck? How could you be the same height as that little girl? But anyway, and I was watching a video of him, and he was reading off of a script. So it's like now that you kind of see, it's like when I was watching Tupac when I was younger, I'm like, yo, like listen to all the stuff he's talking about. Look at all the topics he's hitting every topic, and now I'm realizing that that was very super scripted, like very super scripted. And it's like, bro, he's talking about like advocating and this and that. So it's like, okay, so if it's super scripted, right? Who the hell is writing this? Is it like some fat Jew, Jewish? Did it? I don't even like to say I'm scared of these people. But anyway, is this like some fat Jew donut guy sitting there writing like, oh, where's our 40 acres and a mule? Like making Tupac say, hey, where's our 40 acres and a mule? And like literally, who's writing these scripts for him? Is it like some white guy, some white Russian, New Guinea, Australian? Is it some white, Russian, German, New Guinea, Islander, Australia, like whatever you want to call these, these scavenging, whatever. Don't want to be rude. Don't want to be rude. So yeah. So I don't want to look for no more for Kanye, but just to show you from the very beginning that I was right about the China and Russia. I was like saying that a long time ago. I was like, oh, I was saying a lot of stuff because it's always been. So it's like a cycle, right? So I know that what I be saying is accurate. Like just like with the pure blood, with the pure breed. Like I'm gonna talk about that later with like the Divergent, with like the Divergent movie. How the Divergent movie was about 100% divert. Like if you're 100% Divergent and they consider that a pure breed or whatever, and they was in Chicago or whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna get into that movie just to prove like if I'm not accurate. And of course, I showed documentation showing that they consider people from the South and Midwest or whatever is pure breed, right? So if there was no such thing as a pure breed, even if people don't believe in the ideology of it, even though it's being consistently made into movies, it's in the Google search, like where you could literally get info. You can't get information about a pure breed the way how I explained it about anywhere else. They did not show anywhere else. They just literally went and gave a definition directly for what they gave it for. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like they'll never say, oh yeah, and this and that because they would have gave that definition. It wasn't there. The definition was very clear and straightforward. And I don't keep a lot of information to just pull it up. I have what I have, find it in the archives. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, So the 100% pure breed theory that I just spoke of, not like it's my theory. It's just me giving information about doing this historical conscious stuff that a lot of people give a lot of information on, and I just try to explain to people. It's just literally about civil people, civilized people, and then a lot of everything the fuck else that's outside of the Garden of Eden, like the Bible said. It's like a lot of everything else, and then it's just anyway. So that's enough about Kanye. I felt like it just proves that Kanye is with China. His mother and him speaks Chinese. So I guess the next thing Kanye is gonna be talking about is about him being Chinese or something, or eating Chinese food. I don't know. Like, y'all gonna have to see what he does next. Cause that's my next move. That's my next chess move. Like, I don't know how long this chess game is gonna go for, but I'm about to smack the board all over the floor because I don't like playing games. Like, I'm a January Capricorn, and you know it. So shout out to all my January Capricorns. Happy birthday to all of y'all. And all the December Capricorns as well. Yeah, I'm just joking. I like all Capricorns, and cause we just like different, and all earth signs and all signs, because I think that Capricorns get along with mostly all signs. Not get along, but that we understand all signs because we just feel like we're first, and like everything stems off of us. Like, I just feel like we could kind of have like basically like saying like, if my personality is like, yo, I'm whatever you on times 10, because I'm a capitalist Capricorn. So of course I'm gonna be times 10 scientific. That's my Capricorn in, back in the Capricorn regent mindset of, Deja Reginae. I don't know, Jen, I don't know how to really talk about it, but it's like a saying that I always say about January Capricorns, like, how they talk about Nero. And I believe that Nero is really from Brazil because they talk about everything backwards and in reverse. But anyway, that's beside the point too. But I'm wishing all Capricorns a happy birthday, and I'm gonna definitely enjoy mine. That's coming up next week. I'm gonna just enjoy my one little. Usually I be trying to overdo it, but I said this year I'm kind of feeling a little bit more mature than usual. So I'm just gonna be like chilling, probably just one day, hang out, or like do something, but not like overdo it like the whole week or two, and just can't stop doing something. And I'm not gonna like do anything because, like I said, we're still sticking to save your money. We're still sticking to not really doing nothing that doesn't benefit our community and our people, which means that we ain't doing much. We ain't doing shit. We're going to the grocery store and coming the fuck back home because we don't own shit. We still don't have nothing. When I start seeing Negroes progress in things, and not no black owned t-shirt business and things like that, everything is great. The nails, the services, but I'm talking about like convenient things that we need, so I can know that I can shop with you consistently. Because guess what? If you got a supermarket or you got this, I can say, hey, I'm going to come shop here. I don't have to say, hey, I'm going to come and buy like a bunch of sneakers from you every week, because that really does not really serve a purpose of where we're trying to get, like a community base, not like a service base of, oh, get me fly, or get, that we're getting out of that simulation. And that's the Sims that I'm trying to get to, and I will be going forward towards the end. But anyway, we're getting here. We're getting there. I take a while to get to my little points. But anyway, yeah. So Kanye is the Chinese, and then Trump is the Russian. When you really think about it, now that I really think about it, his name is Donald John Trump. And remember, the Trump card is in the Jubilee. So it was weird that they had Tupac. The clip that I have, Tupac says something about Trump too. He's like, oh, everybody wants to be like Trump. And I'm like, you see how they all come full circle? They all stick together with this concept. You understand what I'm saying with Trump? Because why would Trump be so important anyway to everybody saying, oh, you want to be like Trump, you want to be balling like Trump? And his name is Donald John Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like all of these names. Of course, now you're starting to see that all these names kind of come full circle with the chart that I had. Remember that white chart of John, Bill, because Bill is like Robert, whatever, like it's short for Robert or something. So, and it's all playwright It's all playwright. It's all simulation. It's all Shakespeare. At some point, sometime during the 1900s, things got shooken up, and it was like a Shakespeare. The world is a stage situation where everybody's fronting and doing something. What's the movie called with Jim Carrey? The Truman Show. Like everyone's doing like this persona, like they're this after the World Fair training involved, and this and that, and so yeah. So Trump is definitely, I believe, a Russian. Well, his father was German, his mother was Irish. We know that Irish people now were brown black people that was working, just like from Tennessee and stuff like that. It was like people that was just working the mill. Probably some people from the island, who knows? But it was not white people. White people are not from Ireland. They're from Germany. They're from like the Solomon Island, Australia side. So it's like, okay, so we know that they're coming from this Titanic, and that's where Ace Live comes in at, with the Antarctica trip, with the Antarctica trip. So, and I'm gonna try to make that make sense. Where they were coming from Germany, and they were coming from that end of with this Titanic situation going on. You know what I'm saying? They were not never coming from Ireland because they're not from it. But anyway, they were taking people like Ireland, people from America, Scottish. They were taking those people names. They take whoever names, because a lot of these names that they have, it just you wouldn't even be able to pronounce it. Most of these names, and so if you are able to pronounce most of their names like McGinnis and this and that, it's because they're taking those names. So anyway, so Trump and all of them are Russian. Russian. His wife, the one that passed away, she was Russian. His kids are Russian. They're all Russian. Like German is Russian. It's all the same. It's like Russian and Germany is like saying that I'm from New York and you're from Texas. It's like literally the same atmosphere. You can't say they're two different, because it's like people from Texas is still gonna be Negroes, just like people from New York or people from like over in on this side of. So we're not going to say people from Russia and people from Germany are not like. We're not going to say they're not different, but you can't say they're that different if they're like so close into the geographics of their habitats. It's very so. Anyway, they're really Russians. So anyway, Trump it's always been from day one. Everything that I've been saying has came and actually happened. Everything that I have said actually happened. The sex slave, the part that these people doing all this weird stuff. Everybody everybody that's dying, they're like dropping like flies. And literally, it's like just like from that movie, the superhero movie where everybody was disappearing and then some people was coming back. So it's like they knew this was going to happen, because this is like the Justice. That's like the Justice League kind of movie, right? So they're like literally going to court or doing whatever with these people behind our backs, like because these are like their super agent level, classified level kind of like courts and situations that they're not explaining properly to us at all. You understand what I'm saying? Tory Lanez getting locked up, talking about his father coming out talking about Jay-Z. Shorty never really got shot. She was popping her butt. She was popping it out, talking about WAP, wasn't that for the WAP video, whatever? So it's a lot of things that I said was going on, and it's all true. It's always been true. The whole situations of what they've been doing. Because when I've been around those people, not like Jay-Z and stuff, but I'm just saying the people I've been around, I know what kind of timing it is. You understand what I'm saying? It's like nothing but like it's like it's not nothing ever good going on. It's like a sleazy scene. And like I said, it's how many ways is there to make extra money? You understand what I'm saying? It's like if these people are living all these big lives, you got to figure out how. It's either you're connected and they're trying to use and abuse the people that's not connected and make this simulation like, oh, you could do this, knowing that you don't got the right last name, you don't got the right family member, you don't got the right uncle or grand, or your father ain't. You understand what I'm saying? So why even? But that's what they are being taught. So it's like infiltrating people that a lot of people don't even know is very street level based situations that's going on, like with the gangs and this and that. You think, oh, well, this is my regular friend. But how many people are your regular friend? Like somebody's the orchestrator, somebody's a part of something, and y'all motherfuckers is not really paying attention to what they get really paid for on the side because they're giving countless lives to jail, to the graves, to when you die they get a money. When you die they get money for you. They insured you. When you go to jail, they get a whole shitload of money for you. So that's why these celebrities like Jay-Z, Meek Mills, and all of them are investing into jails. They pretend like they're trying to help out, but let's be honest. Why invest in the jail? Like you're just helping, knowing that they're still going to be going. You understand what I'm saying? Like that kind of investment doesn't make any sense. That's a lot of money being invested into stuff that where you could just be knocking on doors and making differences in certain people's lives that are random based. Or hey, let's do a suggestion box in the neighborhood. Do a suggestion box. Do you know this lady? Oh, this lady always does make ices, or this lady always cooks on every Sunday. And I'm just saying it could be very variations of things they could do besides invest in a jail. And the only why they're doing that is because, like I said, they have no intentions on you not going. Like, and they want to get in that money. They want to get in that Jordan money. They want to get in that private jail money. So, and I don't want people to think that it's like only white people doing it, because like I said, I showed a lot of things like in Georgia, in the state of Georgia, like a lot of these things that they follow, it was originally based off of Negroes and their followings anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Like how I was showing in Georgia that they had the Henry County Jail, and when you look in history, John's father name was Henry, and John's father name was George, son name was Georgia. So you can see how that they being in the Continental Army and having these jails are hereditary in sending people to jail that's supposed to go, but the concept has changed now, and they're using it as like a money feeder instead of it being like, hey, you're doing wrong, sit down in jail for a while, son. No, now it's like, let's get them on some serious, crazy, outlandish charge on something that was probably minor based, because now the kind of money that I'm going to, like, they literally could count how much money they're going to make off this person before he even starts his bid. It's like, you understand what I'm saying? So they're looking at it like digital and not human. And that's why they want to do a humanity. They're supposed to be putting out a filing case on humanity. But who the fuck is filing a case on who when everybody is indoctrinated and part of their happy lives in the positions they get? Because it could be way worse. So anyway, I hope you guys understand where I'm going with this. I could get like really trippy, but anyway, so yeah, Trump Russian, his wife Russian, kids Russian, his wife is the ex-wife is Russian that died. The one that died is. They act like these people are from like Germany and stuff. Let's be honest. These are Russian people. They're all. You take a look at them, you can start to realize that they're all Albanian. You know what I'm saying? They're all Latin based. Coming from that atmosphere of the other side of the world. And when you look at the indention, I don't know if I'm saying indention or you know what I'm trying to say. That movie, I'm gonna look it up. The indention servants, whatever. They tell you like that they was like, oh, outside of the wall, there's like, oh, it's supposed to be like from what they hear, excuse me, from what they hear, it's supposed to be nothing but wasteland. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just kind of understand what they're saying. They're like, oh, and they're trying to make it seem like once they did, like in part 2, once they broke the barriers of the wall, that they're living like this big techno life on the other side. And you see how Chicago is left in bombs and it's destroyed. But you got to think that most of these movies are based on history. So that's something that could probably try to occur again. I don't know if they are trying to bomb again. But when you look at that movie and you see how they bombed, how Chicago and everything was bombed, this is something that probably was already pretense. And then you see, anyway, if you watch the movie, you kind of understand that it was like they were going against certain people. and it was just killing people that were not pure breeds. They were just murdering them. So it was kind of like a concept of what could have occurred like in the 1900s. Like if you like get a concept of how they were moving and putting people in camps and things like that. That movie kind of goes off of that what I was trying to say. So anyway, they're all Russians, bro. So it's like basically I'm trying to say that there's no saving us. There's no saving us. Because like they never was planning on saving us. They keep trying to put us in another simulation. It's like we graduate one simulation and they try to put us in another simulation. So you literally gotta like stay away from media and anything media says, period, because it's nothing but a bunch of like demon souls. Like, have you ever saw like what was that movie like The Little Mermaid when she went down where Ursula was and all those souls was down there and they was like little squirmy things that was like, ooh, like and she was swimming past it because she wanted to have legs so bad. She wanted to get plastic surgery so bad that she was wanting to give up whatever she had to give up to pay that tab. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a debt. So anyway, like you saw those little dead souls, like that's literally they trying to catch. Like when you watch and listen to anything that's being said to us, period, that's not coming from like your peers that you trust and things like that, or your family that you trust. It's nothing but brainwashed. It's like nothing but like simulations you're being inserted into because it's all psychology. I've been telling you guys that from 101 from day one that has been nothing but a mind, a mind control. It's only because they know that the strongest thing is your heart and your head, your brain. You know what I'm saying? Those two functions are like, up at the top of the charts. So they play with both. You see what I'm saying? And they control you that way. You get controlled. A lot of people don't understand. Like, oh well, they can't control me. Yes they could. If you're watching and you're entertaining it, they're entering. Whether you like it or not, you might snap out of nowhere and get something out of nowhere and be like, well, where did I get that from? And it's like from what you've been watching. You got that from that. But anyway, yeah, like how like somebody does something to you, instead of saying, you know what, it's okay. People are the way they are. I forgive. I'll just do whatever I'm gonna do. Instead, you're like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker back so bad. I'm gonna figure out a way. You're gonna be sitting there at night, like in your notes, like trying to figure out how is the best way. And then when your time comes, you see what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, why do you want to do that? Like, what would be the purpose of it? Is like, I don't know. It's like it's a learned behavior from somewhere. Somebody's telling you to get revenge. Somebody's telling you to not let nobody play with you. So it's like every time I scroll on my Instagram, I'm reading like little affirmations that's like, oh, don't that nigga don't want to buy me this and take me to like, and it's like, bro, and now it's in my head. As soon as I get some Popeyes, I'm like, and I'm saying the same shit this affirmation said. Like, I'm supposed to be getting. What do they say? Like, what is it? Like, Benihana's. Like, where's my Benihana's? And then, okay, now I don't get no Popeyes or no Benihana's. You see what I'm saying? So what the fuck this Instagram just did to me? So this affirmation on my timeline just did. And it's like a lot of affirmations. And it's like, I didn't even realize I picked it up. But it's nothing but stuff that you don't want to have in your fucking your psyche. So and it's not, and that's all that's in the media. So they're trying to make you not like Trump, right? But then now you don't like Biden. So you're gonna be running back to Trump. And that was the plan from the beginning. Kanye's trying to tell you that you're Jewish and this and that, and then they got all these people in place telling you that you're Jew and you're this and that, and it's just like a new simulation to try to get another 20, 30 years of hard work and stop being lazy out of us when they know that literally life does not have to spin the way it's spinning. And everybody could just fucking go on strike. Everybody could go on strike about everything. About going to school, about going to work, about being a fucking family member. Just strike everything. Just say, look, I'm on strike on everything right now because everybody's out of control. And no one is like paying attention that everybody is spent out of control. They're just still going when everyone needs to take a fucking pause. Like everybody is out of control. Like you can't go nowhere without somebody getting snappy with you. And it's like, okay, groceries is high. A lot of things is going on. People dying left and right. I know you got a shot and you scared you're gonna die next because they made everybody take shots. Like, so we don't know if this is like the Thanos Public Justice League where everybody just disappears in New York. They made New York take it. You understand what I'm saying? So it was mandated, and the movie is just so fucking telling that it was pre fucking planned. Cause how long does it take to make them fucking graphic ass movies? Like a couple years, right? And you're like predicting everybody dying and disappearing. And in mind you, most people that are dying and disappearing is in the entertainment world. So it's like they're still not, letting up on the roles that if it's been predicted in that movie, they're making sure that they're still playing out their Shakespeare roles. You understand? It's like the show must go on. They're not stopping. You think that they're fucking stopping? So the fact that they're going forward with all of this is already fucking written. Jabaku. They're just going forward with it anyway. It's like, okay, well, what the fuck is next? And then what's next is we should already know what comes next in this cycle. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna be some type of weird ass what would I say? I would say eruption. And they already have, and I don't want to be predicting things like that because it is creepy, right? But I would not say it's in New York. I think that happened already. I think that at some point in history, the West Side got it first. You understand what I'm saying? So I already saw things where they were saying California was going to be hit with some type of weird crazy. They was like giving warnings about California, some type of catastrophe weather. Who knows what's going to happen over there? But yeah, like that's what's going to happen next. It's going to be some type of weather warfare, because they know how to mix hot and cold elements to cause a tornado, or this or that. They know how to create it. They understand the science behind it. So if you can understand how to do it, if you know how it works, then you could create it. So that's why they study these things, because they don't want to just know why. They want to be able to have control of doing it. So anyway, you saw how this guy dropped out. This guy dropped out of nowhere. His heart just gave out. But you see, he has the number 3. He has the number 3 on his head, and it's weird how he just dropped out of nowhere. And they was like he has to learn how to read and write. Like it was so severe. It was like so severe. And it was like a lot of numbers. Like I want to go to that video. It was like a lot of numbers. So this was like it's all a skit. It's all a skit. I don't know if these people really are hurt or whatever. But yeah. So his uncle says he's 24. He has the number 3. He's 20, so that's 3 6. Like so, you already see the name Bill. Remember I told you about Bill. Like Bill is short for Robert, right? Bill's real name, Bill Clinton's real name is what? I forget. Oh, but Bill is short for William. William. And you know that I've been talking about William and the 2 families or whatever. So this is all biblical strategic things. So I don't know why they do these. I don't know what the fuck. But it's always the same names. It's always the same stuff. They use it different ways. They have it on like say like he's a football team member. His name is Bill as the team. But like they make sure that his number, and then he's 24. Like they'll make sure they do these things. So it's like how coincident and conspiracy or not, it's just very weird that it always comes up with these same names of these biblical families, right? And things of that nature. So I'm gonna just skip forward because I'm kind of getting tired. I didn't know I was gonna come up here. I just felt like coming up here. But anyway, because I kind of like missed the chat. I like looking at the chat and chilling with you guys. Yeah, I hope all you guys are getting along in the chat. Last time I thought somebody was arguing, but they was just playing. So I hope everybody gets along in chat. And I do want to I like coming up here to bring the chat together because a lot of people are like regulars and we kind of like meeting up together and linking. So, I like to come up here and also entertain with the people that I know, my friends. So anyway, let me just try to wrap up what I was trying to make sense of. So anyway, so with with California, they had a warning about there's going to be severe weather, like or whatever that's going on, and you know that nothing's going to happen to us because of what I was telling you guys about with the mountains. Remember how I was telling you guys about the mountains that protects us? So right here in California, they're having severe weather, but they said that the mountains right here is going to protect us from whatever that's going to hit California. So you see the Alpapicha, the Alpachitian, I don't know how to say that name, the Alpachitian Mountains in the Rocky Mountains protects us. So yeah, and they said that in the news. They were saying that it's going to be like some type of catastrophe storm hitting California, but it's not going to affect the people past the region of this mountain. They said that the mountain is going to shield us. The mountain is going to be shielding us from that whatever is going to be coming from that atmosphere because we're on different playing fields anyway. Ooh, jeez, I'm tired. Yeah, so like I said, we was protected. So I forgot what I was trying to show. I forgot what I was trying to show. Yeah, so the football player just dropping out. Sometimes I feel like that some of these people are like computer chipped and they could just literally play like they could be lower battery, or some of these, or they can know how to like shut them off where they could just drop out and they playing with, they say they're playing with their heart, but they're really probably like the type of like computer chip person. Um, so I don't want y'all to think that it sounds crazy because when you have like a stroke or like you have like a heart attack, they could put like stents. They could put like stents inside your heart, or like a lot of people that have like heart issues should understand that you could put a machine and connect it to your heart where you will be dependent. You could be dependent on that machine, or if say you fall out and something happens to you, and you use CPR, and you would have to use the defibrillator. So the defibrillator could help assist on re helping restarting your heart. So if you understand that machinery could access your heart in those kind of ways, I wouldn't be shocked if they have a way where they're able to play with these people and shut their heart off the way. Because I don't know, it was just weird how he dropped out in that whole story about him learning how to walk again and stuff. It's like, what exactly happened there? You understand what I'm saying? So the way how he was 24, he has the number 3, and his hat. He plays for the Bills. It's obviously strategically done, and they're trying to explain something in this Shakespeare story that they continue to try to tell us over and over again. So getting into history, because all of this stuff is connected, right? So here goes Reginae, right? So Reginae has a new boo, right? So I just felt it was weird because this boyfriend came out of nowhere on the scene, right? And something about him doesn't scream young, right? Just like Glorilla. I feel like Glorilla is the lady from the game. Raquel, whatever that lady name is, Raquel. Now I think a lot of people think that too. And I don't know how they're doing it, just like how I think Tiny is Ari. I don't know how they're doing it where the lady from the game or the Steve Harvey show is playing Glorilla, but somehow, some way they are doing it. They are making them look like, because Glorilla don't look like a young girl. Like for some reason they always giving mad older. Their face and their body language and their behavior is always given very mature older. It doesn't give very naive young youthful. You could tell somebody that's just freshly off the tree, turning 18, freshly fruit picked off the tree, turning 17, 18, 19. These people look like they've been off the tree for a while. Like the fruit that fell off the tree and has been sitting there for a while. A lot of these people do not look young and youthful. So it's like, it's not, y'all think like, well, this lady's old. I know, I don't know how they're doing it, but it's somewhere like they're meeting in the middle of this person's supposed to be young, but they don't look young. And this old person may be that person. Somehow they're doing that shit, right? And it could be from the latex. Because we know that they do this in movies all the time. And CIA is in Hollywood. The CIA is in. I was watching a show the other day, and she was like the FBI. It was like an Italian lady. She was like, oh, my mother always has this saying that the FBI stands for full blooded Italian. So I just was like, that's smash on. Like, it's smash on. Like, yes, it is. That is exactly who the fucking FBI probably is. For a bunch of full blooded Italian people that have taken over most of New York, taken over most of Chicago, and took over most of everything. And just jumped over here, and now they're proclaiming whatever race they're proclaiming. But yeah, I was like, that's what the FBI is. Yeah, this is exactly what they are. They're people from the other side of the waters, just over here playing. They want some of our shit. Like they just want some of our stuff. So anyway, so Reginae and her new boyfriend is just like the same thing. It's like a biblical thing again with the brothers, right? So she had an uncle, which was her mother's brothers, right? Two brothers that got murdered and passed away. So sometimes I feel like that they have to do all these things and all these sacrifices. If you don't know, watch the old videos of us talking about, how they benefit, off of insurance. She could have had insurance on them and all kinds of things where they benefit. And sometimes they may not have to be passing away. They could just literally know how to scam documentation and say, hey, legally you're dead as this person. And now you could come back as Amar and be Reginae's boyfriend, right? So, follow me, okay? Follow me here, all right? It's not too far fetched because, as you know, most of these people they keep it in their family. They are the ones that incest and do things like that nature because I believe that they just don't want too many people to understand what kind of scams they do to uphold the gatekeeping in their gated communities and things like that. So anyway, as I was trying to do research on Reginae's new little boyfriend, I realized he doesn't look that young. And he came out a year or two later after the passing of her uncle. That, in my opinion, when I used to watch, I believe Toya used to have a show called Tiny and Toya or something when they looked terrible. I think I got a picture. I think I got a picture of it where they was looking like they just like was not getting much out of the community that they are part of, and the community part was like, look, do something with yourself, do something with your name, have a couple of cameras follow you guys around, promote a bunch of ratchet shit and make people in the real world do it, and we'll pay you. So anyway, so they come out with the Tiny and Toya show, and then I think Toya goes on with her own show because Tia comes home from snitching, in my opinion, and Tiny goes on to do their own thing, and Toya goes on to do her own thing. Which I believe that, in my opinion, that Toya could be a man. When you see Toya's original pictures, I'm trying to find when I was investigating them. I have all these pictures. And I wanted to talk about the Kanye West. I wanted to talk about Kanye West, Amber Rose, and the connection to all of them. But anyway, that's beside the point. Whatever. Because Sheer or whatever, Sheer mother. So Sheer mother just passed away. So I just felt like that was weird that Cher mothers passed away. So and remember Kim Kardashian always wanted to be Cher. Remember she played Cher. So this is a lot of fake. These are a lot of fake characters right here, and they're all a part of the same group. You know, Cher being a part of that Kim Kardashian Amber Rose group. It's not by property by mistake. So anyway, they're all the same people. They're all Russian. I believe they're all Russians. They pretend that they're Albanians and things like that, but like Gypsy, whatever. They all, like if at the end they're like all Russian, Latin type people. So let me find. I'm trying to find the Reginae. Trying to find the Reginae videos, but I cannot find it. Yeah. So anyway, so Toya, you know, as usual, they end up. You know, the mother's always a drug addict and this and that. Then they end up on TV somehow. Somehow she ends up with Lil Wayne and Lil Wayne gets shot and him and the white police officer is cool. They all got biblical names and they rushes like it's all a scam, right? They all grew up together. It's obvious that they all were going to be a part of this cult, right? So yeah, I'm trying to find the video of Resident. That's weird. I don't know. I had a bunch of videos of the boyfriend. So the boyfriend comes out 2 years after Reginae uncle passes away, right? So what I think that the uncle, right? So anyway, I'm gonna just talk to. I be trying to show y'all pictures, but the pictures be just taking so long that it just throws me off, and then I talk about a different subject. So anyway, the uncle always wanted to be a rapper, right? Rudy always wanted to be a rapper. So the weird thing about it was I was trying to find videos of their old show. Okay, here we go right here. I was trying to show videos of their old show, right? So I think the only person that really got sacrificed was the brother, was this brother. I think this one went on. This one went on. This one went on to try to further his career because remember he wanted to be a. They all were. She had a bunch of brothers that wanted to be rappers, but I think he was the best looking one, right? So it seemed like I used to watch the show, and it seemed like Toya and Reginae took a big liking to Rudy. Like that's supposed. I think Toya even used to say like, "Ooh, that's Reginae's favorite uncle." You know, like she used to always be saying stuff like that, and they used to be all cuddled up and hugging all the time. So I tried to look for clips of the show that they used to do and be like, look how close the uncle was with Reginae, how weird they used to be. And Reginae used to always act like she was so in love with Rudy or whatever, right? So I was like, that was just weird, right? And then of course, you know, it take like a year or two. They be going through, I don't know what they do. They be acting like they go to jail or this and that. But sometimes I feel like they go through like a ceremony. Like some of them could be getting turned out. Like, you know, if you ever saw, I think like they showed like a documentary about like Lady Gaga where she went to where that weird lady that Jay Z did a video with, that weird lady Amber Rose, whatever she is. They said that Lady Gaga went and did like a training for like 6 months for like some type of movie role, and like she was like in the water. That she had her like naked standing, like so. You don't know what kind of stupid shit they be having them do for them to be superstars, so they can be superstars, you know. So acting like they doing all this like training, wax on training for a year, and they're coming back and they're playing this role and they became this person and they're all like possessed with the soul of the role of that person or whatever the fuck they be doing. So anyway, I feel like sometimes it takes a year or two off the scene. It seems like they always do that. I do that with all my videos of the twins where it's always like a year or two gap. So then a year or two or whatever after these guys pass away, mind you, they pass away for some dumb shit like Let me see. They passed away from, and like with the guy that passed away, his name was the guy that killed him. He's 6'6". The guy ended up being 6'6", and his name was Antoine Edwards, aka Tweety, right? So that's the guy that killed the brothers, right? And they said that he was reportedly bragging about it. So this is another case with the name Edwards, because remember I showed you that the Edwards was in Canada, that Edward name or whatever, like that vampire camp, whatever, like with the Margaret and Edward and Prince Edward. So you see the name, the Edward name is in there, and mind you, Toya last name is Johnson. So this is still biblical shit, right? So we all know that these people are fucking weird. That's my point. My point is that these people are weird, and that I'm probably not wrong that they all playing roles, and that probably ain't even her real uncle. So she probably don't even care that she's dating a new, improved version of this guy. Or whatever, I don't care. And most likely it could be her uncle, because this is what they do. They have the family have a bunch. The lady had a bunch of kids. She's a drug user. They always, just like Keisha Cole, a lot of these Negroes. I said it's hard for the Negroes to get in unless they're a part of like the church. They don't gave their life away, gave their children all over the place. But anyway, let me continue on, because most of the time they be in the church or on drugs because they grew up in the church and they was a part of stuff and things happened to them. So it's a cycle. See what I'm saying? It's a tradition. Okay, so yeah, so let's watch some of this stuff. Let's watch some of these videos of them. That very minute got told in my spirit I shall not hold hatred, so just know he's forgiven. I channeled all that aggression in the flows that was written to them souls like a stove in this cold where we live. Family members in. No, they don't all got snacks. Yo, did you hear me? I said no, they don't. They all came from like the murder trial for their brothers, right? So I was watching. I wanted to take a clip of some videos, right? So I was like, no, they don't got snacks. They all had snacks. They about to act like they about to talk about like a sad situation about the brothers getting murdered, and they had to go through the trial and hear like the sad, the story about what happened. And they get in the car to discuss it on TV, and they had the nerve to all have a bag of chips and some cookies and shit. Like, look, they had snacks. But anyway. Yeah, they got snacks. No, they don't all got snacks. I hope this song don't mess up my goddamn video. I don't know what song that is. All right. I am emotionally exhausted, bro. Hearing the nurse explain the autopsy, how many times they were shot, what each bullet did to the body. And you see why I said, why would they have snacks? Like, because she over here saying the same shit. Like, they went over grueling tell, da da da, and you over here about to eat snacks. And you look over and you see that look, they done ate the snacks. Has no symptoms. Sure, he's a tranny. Look, I said she a tranny because tranny. In my opinion. Look at them shoulders. Look how it goes straight across, just like Cardi B shit. Look how. Look at you see her shoulder, the shoulder that I be talking about. It's like a hump. It's like a hump, and then it's the shoulder. It's like a hump, and then it's the shoulder. Do you guys see the hump by the neck? That's because they have upper man strength. They have upper man strength. You're not supposed to have any lump right here and then your shoulder. They have that's the same thing Cardi B has as well that I've been showing you guys, that they have like these. They have the upper strength. Like only men have that. Only men has the upper strength where they can get a muscle. Oh my god, I lost the video. Oh, you know how long it took me to find out the last video? Yeah, so anyway, as you can see, like they put it on TV. Most likely she could have possibly had insurance on them, in my opinion. And then 2 years later, her daughter's boyfriend, Amar, pops up on the scene, and he's like on like the show where he's like with this little girl. I think like now she's like his sister or something, like this girl right here. Like that's supposed to be like his stepsister or something like that. They're all a part of a community. And she was in a video with him when she was mad little, like her and Amon. Let me see if I can find the video. Like, why was she even in the video with these big ass boys? So they had them on TV, and this is like literally 2 years after the boys died, passed away. So 2 years after they passed away, oh god, I can't find anything. Yeah, so 2 years after they passed away, that they have this guy, right? This is the boyfriend. So I feel like he just lost a little bit of weight. This is them both side by side. So when I tried to find a clip of when Reginae was like being really friendly. So there he go, right? So I just feel like they both smile. They both do a lot of smiling. He used to smile a lot too, and this guy smiles a lot, right? Roll the punches. I can't just follow whatever y'all do. My feelings is hurt right now, and I'm trying my hard. So I couldn't really find nothing with this guy talking. You could not find. I tried to look at Toya's old footage, but she got that shit where you gotta buy it. She do not have nothing on the internet of her old show, cause she looked at toe up. So she don't want you to see her looking like a big tranny. Before she started getting a lot of that surgery done, because I'm telling you, like, when it was just her tiny. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, when it was just her and Tiny, I was like, what the hell? So anyway. Held you up, shit, I used to hold it down. Now how you feel? We had to roll the punches, and I can't just follow whatever. Do you think that's the same voice? It's hurt right now. It's hurt right now. We had to roll the punches, and I can't just follow whatever y'all do. Wait, let's say that again. Yeah. We had to roll the punches, and I can't just follow whatever y'all do. I don't know. I don't know if you guys see it. And I'm trying my hard. You know I ain't lying. Yes, you had. We had to roll the punches, and I can't. You know I ain't lying. Yes. We had to roll the punches, and I can't just follow whatever y'all do. My feelings is hurt right now, and I'm trying my hard. What y'all think? You know I ain't lying. Yes, she had, and she knows she. We had to roll the punches. You sound like the same voice. Just look like he lost weight. Like, like training. And of course they probably do a little bit of, surgery after that. So anyway, I can't really find a video of when Reginae was like always saying like that's her favorite uncle, and like she used to just be real close with Rudy. She even said it on the show, like, oh, that was my favorite uncle. She always talking about Rudy, always talking about Rudy. So I just thought that it was weird that this guy comes out on YouTube, like they started putting him on YouTube with that young girl that I showed you, the light skinned girl. They started putting him on YouTube, and then he became like all popular, and they started dating Reginae. Like I just was like, no, like this is. And then what happened to her old boyfriend? Like he just disappeared, The old dude that had that I knew he had a mask on. I knew he wasn't a real character. He wasn't going to be around for a while. Lucci or whatever his name was. I think if you ask me, I thought that was her father playing the role, Lil Wayne. And these people are weird. Like, she be wearing little bras around her father. Like, I know they celebrities, but I would not be wearing little bras and thongs around my father partying. I don't care how old they had me at. You understand what I'm saying? But whatever. I'm just like respectful like that. I don't know. But you could say, oh, they live different lifestyles, this and that, but it's still creepy. You see what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to show you guys that really quick. I just took notice that they was trying to make a big deal with this boyfriend. Like they was really making a big deal with this boyfriend. Like they know he the one. And it's like, what makes him the one? Like he could be just another boyfriend, but it's like I feel like they want him to come out. They want us to know who this guy is. He got a song out, this and that. So it's like, okay, I think this is the uncle that wanted to rap, wanted to be on. And sometimes you gotta reinvent yourself. And sometimes these people fake their deaths, get the insurance money, they come back as a different character, and they be popping, and music be popping because the industry that they work in understands that that's what they do. They cash out they they old entertainment character for a new entertainment character, a new role, a new identity. Because mostly all these people that's from Hollywood, CIA, FBI are invasion aliens that come from, you know what I'm saying? That has different identities, different names. So they're all participating in this willingly. In the courts and everybody participating in it willingly. It's just a lot of Negroes and a lot of people that just don't know what the F is going on because of like if you watch the movie Diversion, now getting towards the end of my life, that we're in a fucking simulation. I'm not sure if y'all watched the movie. Let me get to the version. But what do y'all think about Reginae? Do y'all think that's her uncle that went away for a year or two? Just like to check the chat out. Am I bugging? Am I right with the twin? Is this a good twinsy? Or do y'all want to suggest other people that Amar might be? I don't know, but it's giving her favorite Uncle Rudy to me, and the way how they passed away, and the guy that killed the brothers, the fact that he was 6'6" and his name was Edward. This sounds like it could have been a fake stage death or probably a real death to one of the brothers. Okay, they probably needed to sacrifice and give some blood for one of them, and the other one went on, took plastic surgery, lost some weight, do that adrenochrome, get some young Pharaoh here, some Tariq Nasheed here, some new gorgeous hair that don't look as nasty as it was. Not, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't look all lip bully before. Like they got some upgrades. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like that's exactly what happened with them because they always was acting like they were gonna be like all huggy buggy in their society. It's free ball game for your first cousin or, or for your niece or never. It's free ball game. Like so. Anyway, let me get to the simulation part of what I have came to a conclusion of. So Ace Live went to Antarctica, and when he went to Antarctica, he said that he was telling his friend that he was in Antarctica. He like, yo, my friend don't believe that I'm going to Antarctica. So he tried to GPS where he was at, right? So when he was GPSing, what came up on the GPS was that he was like somewhere near Germany, which he said that had to be incorrect. He said that had to be wrong because look, let me show y'all. Now, mind you, you see what he's saying? He's saying basically the GPS is saying that he's somewhere by Germany, Finland, going to Antarctica instead of going to the south, like going past Brazil to the south, going to the Drake Passage to Antarctica. They got him somewhere in Finland, right? So he like, that's not right.
This looks like the Titanic voyage, fake voyage. Act like they're coming from Ireland and it's coming from Finland, Germany.
So what I was saying, I always be talking while I'm doing the video. What I was saying was, see, this is the real the real Titanic voyage is them coming from fucking Germany, Finland, Antarctica, and I've said that this is proving. This is proving from what I said from day one that Antarctica on the map is just showing you a continuation of them, like basically clipping the board. Like, how like you take a tissue. Say if I have a tissue and then I just clip it like this, and now say if this is like if this is like Germany, Finland, and like Greenland and Iceland, but then Antarctica is down here. I always said that it doesn't make no sense. I always said that it doesn't make no sense that Antarctica is down here because it's Antarctica is freezing cold, and that's where the South Pole is supposed to be. So the North Pole that is freezing cold, and then the South Pole is freezing cold, but it's hot in the South. And the South is very hot by the equator, coming from the equator. So I said, I understand what they're doing. The fact is that they're just trying to show you a diaphragm, fitting it all in a diaphragm, but it doesn't mean that that's the way how it's just displaying in real life. That's just one look at the diaphragm of how the cylinder is. So anyway, what I'm basically trying to say is that I was right the whole fucking time. Like how the Mario Brothers, it go from when the Mario Brothers go in here and then it comes back. When you leave out this and then you come back here. You understand what I'm saying? So with Antarctica, I always said Antarctica has to be up top here because it's freezing cold, just like Greenland, Iceland, and stuff like that. So I was like, Antarctica has to be up top. And the fact that his GPS is showing that he's going up top and not going down, he's like, yo, my GPS is showing that I'm up here. Going towards like Greenland and Iceland and shit. Because Antarctica is up there. They just clip it together on the diaphragm and they make it seem like, oh, Antarctica's down here in the south. So anyway, so basically he asks the guy, he said that can't be accurate because he said, listen, let me let him finish. Oof. Very cool. The GPS going crazy. Nah, the map that you look at. That nigga investigate. He got 2 maps out. So basically what he's doing right now, he said that he's going to look on a different device and see if the different device gives him a different location of where he's at. So basically it shows that he's so basically he said either so when he looked at it on the laptop, he said the laptop just is saying the same thing that his phone is saying. So the GPS is saying that he's over there. And literally, I told you in the article is part of Greenland. I knew it. Anyway, I'm talking to him. GPS is right, bro. Yo, what made this nigga do that? He's gonna get killed. All right. So anyway, he said either the GPS is right or. I told you in the article is part of Greenland. I knew it. That's enough. GPS is right. Yeah. GPS is right, bro. Yo, what made this nigga do that? He's gonna get killed. He joking around, but he okay, and that was weird that I said he was gonna get killed because in the next video he was like, oh, I hope I don't get killed for this, whatever. But anyway, so he asks a guy to clarify, right? So through the whole video, they kept showing that like Titanic scenes, right? You see how those people are doing the Titanic? Jack, don't die, Jack! So why would these people? They're doing that because they understand that the Titanic was really coming from that way, by Finland and Greenland, and not no or like you understand what I'm trying to say? Like that's why. And then now he's gonna ask somebody why would the GPS say that, right? And listen to how they try to give him an excuse, right? Look at the excuse they gave him. You don't really feel it. Anyway, let's get past this part, which is scripted because they. And it showed I was in. This is weird, but trust me. Showed I was at. I'm right here, sir. Exactly where the ship. That's interesting.
That makes no fucking sense. Good answer.
He said good answer. He gonna say good answer.
It sounded like it's taking him to Finland. How would they know where the boat is at if it's sinks?
Is there any highlight of this trip that I need to look out for?
He said you getting north and south confused. Like, did you hear that part?
He said you getting north and south confused. No, the GPS is getting north and south confused. So basically, I don't know if you guys are getting what I'm trying to say, right? Basically, what I'm trying to say and what Ace is trying to say is that somebody's fucking lying. Somebody's fucking lying. So if Antarctica, you trying to get to Antarctica, they telling you getting to Antarctica going back this way, but yet the GPS is showing that you going up this way toward, you remember how I showed you the back way, like how the map is, and then from the back, like going in between Hawaii and stuff, you could cut up that way. So is that where the oceans are meeting instead of the one? Like, so it's like, okay, that's crazy. So you saw how Ace asked the staff, the conductor and stuff, the engineers. He said, this is weird. But the GPS is showing that we're going towards like Greenland, Finland, Germany. You know what I'm saying? And they all doing this Titanic shit and all that. So this is obvious that this is the same scenario of the Atlantic translate. And then when you look at the name Atlantic trans like transgender, like trans trade, the Atlantic trans trade. So I'm telling you, this is very interesting. I'm like, yo, this is so interesting that they just didn't tell the truth about what really was going on about the transitions of bringing these trans, just like Karuchi Trans, like her last name is Tran, like Tranny. You understand what I'm saying? And she always laughing like she got a little boy body and da 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 da. This is what like a lot of Filipino and they practice this stuff, right? So just like this right here. You see how? Let me show you. Okay. I don't want to get the music. You see how they got her dressing like a little boy, even if she. Now peep game, right? Peep game, right? So why would you do that video, right? And put the Balenciaga shades on. She got the Balenciaga shades. That Kanye. So it's like, bro, you exposing your kid with the Balenciaga shades on. She still ain't learned her lesson. Then you got the kid cross-dressing. You got her playing little boy role. She always got like this tomboy behavior, right? Just like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Like one of the little kids. Like, so it's like a coincidence that all these celebrities got one kid that's going to be a transgender. They all have it. So you just see how like they always playing these games from day one, training the shit out of them. I was trying to show y'all how they was like tapping. They was tapping like Kylie's daughter. They was tapping Kylie's daughter leg, and then Kylie's daughter like did like some type of like and like she looked she was like doing something. They tapped her. She looked straight forward and was like, like a little trained monkey. Like, you understand, like that little tap let her know, like, girl, you better look for it and get these pictures done at like 2 or 3. Like, so anyway, just understand that these people are divergent. Like, I don't think that they're pure breeds. They're divergent. Like, I don't know, like what kind of like mix or whatever they are, to the point where they feel like it's okay to be so technical into being a these entertainment people. Like, why they take it very serious. They're very technical about their harassing, to the point where they're harassing kids and little children. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just very interesting. Like he said, it's weird. It's weird things, but like I said, they're lying, because Antarctica and all that, that Titanic, that whole coming from Ireland, is no icebergs that will be able to come from Ireland, because Ireland is right there. So I thought to my head, I said, yo, icebergs wouldn't have been there for the Titanic to even hit from that. I looked at the route. And I said, wasn't no icebergs that way, because if you do your research, icebergs really only come from like Iceland, Greenland, and Antarctica. Like, that's the only area where the ice wall is. So I just felt like, where would an iceberg come from with the Titanic? And then you got to remember, with the Titanic, they had all the poor people down at the bottom, and they had them locked in. Remember, they wouldn't let them out, and they was like, let us out, and they didn't let them out. So it kind of like, they're trying to show it like it's strategically tragic, but we already know that the story of the Titanic is super fake, and that I think this boat was coming from Germany, and it was like literally a boat that sunk so they could come and take whatever, like the lady said Rose took Jack's last name. Remember, she took Jack's last name. It was supposed to be Dawson. And the fact that his last name was Dawson, like the Dawes Rose, it was just like mockery. You understand what I'm saying? It was pure genius mockery right in our face when you don't educate yourself. So anyway, so you get that the Titanic was all fucking fake. Ain't no iceberg between Ireland to New York. It's an iceberg coming from where Ace is coming from. Like he said, Finland, Greenland, and Iceland, and Antarctica. Because Antarctica really ain't from there. It's like like I said, it's like this, and it's really up top here connected to Greenland. That's why Antarctica is considered Little America. And they had World War II there. It was like a bunch of trucks, whatever, like, like machine trucks, army trucks, whatever they called. Anyway, so I just want to just prove that we're in we're in a simulation, we're in a Sims. So basically, what I mean by us being in a simulation is they're literally continuing to control us through media. They're continuously controlling us through celebrities. We can't help ourselves. A lot of people still think that it's about dressing and getting this and getting that. And it's a simulation. They just want to see what you're going to do. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to strip? Are you willing to prostitute yourself? Are you willing to kill a spouse? Are you willing to set up like that show with sweet what's that lady name? She Sweetie Pies, and her son set up the nephew, killed the nephew for a couple dollars on the insurance. So it's a simulation of what you're willing to do for this extra money that don't exist. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit don't exist. So it's like, bro, how you going to get it? Because it don't really exist in the first place. You're not really a millionaire or a zillionaire. They're just saying you are. And your bank account is saying you are. And just like Kanye proved to you, 1 minute you could be a billionaire, and the next minute you could only have 400 million because the money is tied up here and there. And it's because, like, you're not going to have a billion on you. You know what I'm saying? The computer say you got a billion, but you don't got a billion on you. Like, you don't have, like, so, you know what I'm saying? It's just a simulation. So at the end of the day, it's just like the Neo movie of the Matrix. It's the same thing, like what they were trying to say. You got to learn how to unplug yourself out the matrix, out the simulation. And then once you're out the simulation, once you're out the web, the World Wide Web, this is like a web. You know what I'm saying? So once you untangle yourself, if you could, that means you're going to be saving money. You're not going to be spending a lot of money on. You're not going to be going out to buy fancy dinners and things, because all that stuff is a simulation. It's all Minecrafted and thinking that you need to spend $100 on something that you could have just cooked real quick, or you need to go and spend this much money on something that you could have found a way cheaper restaurant and just ate. You know what I'm saying? So if you could buy finding things in life, yeah, buy finding things in life. But I think a lot of people are thinking, well, I can't do it. So it's like, how fair is that? You understand what I'm saying? So the simulation is not right. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a good thing, because a lot of people in this game is not going to win. And it is very much a game. It's a simulation is a game. It's created. And like you see with the thing with the Sims, is this is what they create. They create this in your world. They create the robbery. They create the relationships. They create the jobs, the sicknesses, the everything. You know, like it's all a Sims. So just like with the movie in the I don't know the indention. Like let me see if I can insurgents. I don't know. Okay, divergence. I'm saying insurgents. It's the Divergence. It's Insurgents. It's the Divergence series. Whatever the fuck this is called. The Divergent Insurgents. So that's just there to show you that everything that I say is like basically accurate. When I was trying to explain the 100% pure breed and how this movie is based in Chicago after the bombing, and how they were, you saw how they were trying to stick together, and they were all coming to either kill or put them in like facilities and things like that. And they said only person that could unlock a message from the forefathers, the forefathers that built everything, was 100% version, a pure breed, right? So the girl ended up being a pure breed, and she was able to pass all 5 simulations, and every simulation was like a reality, just like the Matrix and the Matrix 2, or the one, the Reservation. The Matrix Reservation was showing you how to fucking get out the Matrix, just like the Divergent movie is trying to show you exactly how the pure breed is able to get the message from the forefathers. And once she got the message from the forefathers, the people that couldn't get the message didn't want the message out. Like they was like, oh shit, we don't want them to know this. But they couldn't even get the message because it was only a pure breed could unlock or pass all 5 simulations. And the 5 simulations was about like her realities, just like the other Matrix movie is about him being in his own reality, thinking he's living his real life. And in reality, he was in a deep slumber and had to snap out of what he thought was his reality. The same thing with Divergence, where she had to show like little things that happened, and she thought it was real, and they thought her reaction would be with hate or negative or something, but only a pure breed would be able to assess the situation the correct way. And when you do things and assess things the correct way, things will unlock and unfold. You understand what I'm saying? Things will start to, like I tell people all the time, a lot of people, they have like bad times or negative situations going on, and then I kind of sit back and analyze, because that's what January Capricorns do. We be like sitting back and like, if I'm quiet around you, it's because I don't know you enough, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where I'm gonna note about you in my file. So I'm observing a lot, and I'm trying to figure out how you doing things, and not observing you like, oh, I'm judging you in a way. I'm putting it on like, oh, I can't get this person money because I ain't like how they just did that with money, and I'm gonna note that they just went out with money. Or I'm just gonna note things, and I'm gonna be aware when I do hang with you, it better not be no money situation because you don't know how to handle it. So we gonna hang out on something else. So it's not like I'm not gonna hang with you. I'm just gonna use you for what the fuck you good at. I'm not gonna use you for money. I know you bad at that. I'm smarter than that. You understand what I'm saying? So we always gonna be 10 steps ahead of something. Like, okay, we understand that You're not going to be on my team for that, but you could be on my team for cooking, or hey, I'm going out to do this and work on a car. Guess who I'm calling? You. So anyway, so they got to. I forgot what I was talking about. So anyway, but the simulation was about them observing, and I forgot where I was at with that. But the point is, we're in a fucking simulation that they're literally they're literally controlling everything we're doing with this, like, vote for Trump shit, and all. We're the Sims. The Sims stands for, like, Simpson, like the Simpsons show. That's why the Simpsons is able to predict everything, because it's literally a Sims. They know what they're doing to us. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's like, what y'all not getting with this? What y'all, the Sims? It's the Sims. You're in the net. You're in the web. So you know what I'm saying? So in order to disconnect from the Sims, you gotta not let them beat you in the head with the illusion, with the circus act, with the you need more, you need everything to be so grand and so big. Yes, living good and living having things nice is a point, but the beat the simulation, you got to understand that that's not even that's those things are not accessible to a shitload of people. So to even be bothered with that scenario could be bothering some in your head, to be even knowing these lifestyles is being, like, say, like, these young people acting like they came from the struggle, like G Herbo and Ari. They acting like they came from these struggles, but yet they be already rich at 18, at 21, at, you know what I'm saying? So the struggle don't really start happening until 18, 21. The struggle, I could say, oh yeah, their parents been through some shit, but you still a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, the struggles don't really start to occur until you're a grown adult. So now when you're starting to become a grown adult and you're seeing these fake characters and these simulations playing with your fucking psyche, knowing that you ain't never going to be having all of these access to these luxury cars, these luxury dinners every other day, going to these events to do what? To take pictures and watch. You know what I'm saying? This is a simulation to keep you in a somber, to keep you in the Neo laying in the chair shit. You understand what I'm saying? And when you get out that simulation, they disappear. They poof disappear. And then I'm pretty sure you're gonna have plenty enough money and have a lot of friends and a lot of, because you're not gonna be so catty and so weird that of the behaviors that come with this web distancing yourselves, this anti-social. You see what I'm saying? This is supposed to be social media, but it makes you very anti-fucking social. So it's an opposite mechanism. You think you doing one thing, but it's really fucking doing the other. It's unraveling you the other way, and you're not catching it. You're not getting out the simulation, which is what the Divergent movie was about. The pure breed is able to catch themselves and say, "Hey, this doesn't make no sense. I should not be spending $150 on this T-shirt, even if I have enough money. Because guess what? I could figure out way other fucking things. I don't give a fuck what it could be. It could be so many things. I could take my family to dinner. I could do something special where it could be a memorable moment, because they understand that a lot of things when you're purchasing things or doing things, and most of the time you're not having a good time when you're out because you're spending so much and you got this debt and you do it. A lot of people are aggravated. They have a good time one day, the next day they back in their depression. So it's just like, you understand what I'm saying? It's like they're yo-yoing you, and you're hiding that, because social media, you can post your life every day, but yet you don't want to post it every day because you're not living good every fucking day. So anyway, like I said, stop the simulation at some point, and then you win. You win. You get to the next step. You get to the next step, and then when she opened the forefathers message, it wasn't, hey, you get a new car. It was, the things, I believe that they was talking about, like, what was access to them. Like, I believe the forefathers were saying, like, this is all yours, or this and that. I don't know. Like, the point of it is to just get the meat and potato, like, get the point out of the movie. The movie was basically saying, like, it's a lot of, the point of her being 100% divergent was that she was very good at figuring out how to get past the greedy people that was attacking them. Like, she had the answer. She could figure out in a smooth thinking way how to stop and say, hey, these things that's being thrown at me. they're not reality. It don't matter. You're being like this big like omen. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like you're all like great and happy with yourself, and when you illuminate like that and be like this, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to control. And then how do you stay on top when you don't control the money, the people, the you know what I'm saying, the warm bodies? Because they don't even consider you human beings; they just consider you warm bodies. They're already counting how much money they're going to make off of you when you're a worker. Like, oh, as soon as this person get out of school and they go to work, they should be making this much money over this amount of years. They're already counting you out and putting you in the grave when you should be experiencing life. And then when you go to your eternity of a dream state, when you rest in peace, when you go back to your dream state, you will be filled with the memories that you created. As of right now, my memories that I'm creating is me rushing to work, rushing to this, rushing to do that. I don't have no time to really entertain people I care about because I'm tired and this and that. That's the eternity that I'm trying to create for myself, because there will be no heaven in that kind of memory of resting. You understand what I'm saying? Because we all go to our dreams. We all go to dreamland. So why try to create my memories? Why are they stealing our whole life and soul in our eternity? You see what I'm saying? They're taking a lot. They're stealing a lot. So at some point we gotta like draw it back. We gotta draw it back and try to have them figure out what the fuck they're gonna do over there in Iceland, over the ice wall, where they tell you in Game of Thrones, in the show of Game of Thrones, they tell you they explain history perfectly in that shit. They coming over the fucking ice wall, coming to fight a Pacific family and all this other stuff. And obviously the ice wall and stuff is supposed to be Antarctica, Greenland, Iceland. It the European section. Coming from out them islands. Anyway, that's beside the point. Um, So yeah, they're all Asiatic. It's no Africa is Asia, and I don't know exactly why a lot of Negroes is there, because it's like a small portion of Negroes. It's way more Latin and Asian and Chinese and Russian. It's more Asian descent, and as you can see with Kanye West and all them, they're all Asian descent. So I wasn't wrong about that. They're trying to spin us and say, "Hey, Kanye, for this and that kind." No, it's the same African concept. So we gotta understand that it's been nothing but one royal family. This royal family from the Buckingham Palace, whatever. It's been Elizabeth, George. If it was anybody else that mattered, right? Any other royal family that mattered, why we never heard about them? Why we never celebrated all these king and queens from all over the world? We don't hear about no other kings and queens except this one royal family, about George, Elizabeth, Charles, Henry. All it William. They all got the names, right, of these same people that has been passed down. So we gotta understand that it's only one fucking royalty family. It's only one group. It's these Africans, they don't have no real, these Chinese people, they don't have no real royal queen and king. There's no real queen and king except those people, the names that they stole. So you gotta understand, that's this whole world. We talking about this whole world is depending on that one royal family and stuff, and that's not even the real people. That's not even the real motherfuckers. We already understand that history, that every story that's being told is the same one story. The Adam and Eve, the Mary and Joseph, the Osiris and Isis, it's all the same story. And we gotta understand that it's no place that's called Osiris land. There's no place that's called Osiris state. It's no place that's called Adam state, or it's no place that's called Joseph state. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but Mary in Maryland, the Virgin, which is the descendant of Pocahontas, Jackson, Mississippi. So you understand what I'm saying? And John and whoever John and them are, I don't know. I believe that John and them are. That's why a lot of people don't want to speak about John, because Father John, the guy that had people want to talk about George. George signed off on it, but who was his father? You want to talk about his father? Because George is a half breed. George is a half breed of the Smith, that whatever side, Gillespie, whatever name, that green apple side, Jamaican more or Spanish. I don't know what exactly John's side is, but he had to, just like the Joseph and Mary story. Joseph was appointed by the pharaoh to, oversee the food rationing. The same, so they mixing up the names of the story so you get confused. But it's the same thing with John Smith. He's rationing over the money of the gold. You see what I'm saying? Just like the food, the house of the Senate, the house is all the same shit. So it's all ours. It's all the indigent pure breed got to understand and wake up out of the assimilation, and it's very important because we're being sucked dry by parasites. So if you don't take them ticks out of you, eventually you will perish. And it's very important because I believe that the pure breed of the Negro is being watered down to a point where even the laws is trying to protect us and borderline things and stop flights and stop all of this and only letting a certain amount of people come and scavenge over here if they could afford the golden ticket. But anyway, that's beside the point. Just wanted to come up here and just go over a couple things of that I'm always predicting shit and they're always coming out after me. And me trying to fall back and see what they was gonna do just made them fall back and see what I was gonna do. So yeah, what I'm doing is blowing them up. They all Russian, Chinese, Asian descent. So unfortunately, we cannot continue to vote and put your John Hancock on it because it's basically giving over your you know what I'm saying? We have the rights. They don't. We're continuing to give our rights out and say we're incompetent to immigrants, to foreigners. Kanye is Chinese. Trump is Russian, and they stole our names. John Trump, Donald, like Donald and Mickey. That's like his right hand man. Biden is. Kanye is what? Kanye is Mickey Mouse, and Trump is Donald Duck. And Donald Duck is related to Scrooge Duck. And and when I was looking up, now I'm not going to get into that. That's crazy. When you look into Scrooge Duck is Donald Duck. Donald Duck is married to Daisy Duck, right? So why Scrooge Duck is Daisy's uncle or cousin or something like that? And Scrooge Duck was married to Donald Duck's niece. So they basically all related. And I'm just trying to think, like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, bro? Like, when you start thinking about and start watching all the stuff, you cannot unsee their crazy ass cartoon scam. Like, they are fucking scammers. They're trying to sell you everything. A lot of people are going out of business and they don't have all this stuff because people are starting to catch on that all they do is try to sell you something. They're like, "Ooh, this is the best lotion I ever had. It's oatmeal. It has aloe vera in it, and please buy it and put my code 33 Kim 36. Buy, ooh, this is the best hair I ever had. It's Brazilian. And if you buy it for right now, you get 10% off." Like, all that shit is about to be done. Like, I don't know what the fuck people going to be doing going forward when it comes to Negroes. Because I told you, we do not benefit off of us. And they think we're that fucking stupid that we're just going to continue to buy, and fucking buy, and fucking buy. And don't never get a house, never own a business, never get our own manufacturing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just want us to sell so fast. They want life to go so fast. And it's like everybody just needs to stop. Everything needs to just come to a fucking halt. And it's like, okay, I'm going to celebrate things, but I'm going to celebrate things where it makes more sense. I'm going to make sure that I think about my finances, even if I could afford it. I don't care. I can do other things and I can figure out other things. So we're going to be saving our fucking money going forward, especially this year. This year is the word of fucking don't ask me if it ain't free. Don't ask me because you people get shit for free. Y'all motherfuckers go in places for free, and then when it's time for me to get in there, it comes. I gotta pay. Don't ask me to go nowhere unless it's fucking free. If it's not free, I'm not fucking coming. So I'm gonna make sure that all the money that I have been giving people, it goes to me or what the fuck I like, which is food, and being in my crib and making sure my crib is comfortable for me to stay in and shit. Because I don't want to come out and spend my money. Because people want you to come out and have so much fun, and then next thing you know, was that really fun that I spent all my money? Like, was that your plan? Your plan was to fucking make me spend my money and have fun? Like, I had fun, but I spent my money, like a lot of it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's like, okay, you can go out and have fun, but I'm just trying to explain to y'all that it's like set up for you guys to continue to have these little things, and these little things, and never really focusing on how they're accessing things, but I'm not really setting myself up, and they're not setting themselves up smartly. They're being passed down things. They're being passed down things that ain't even fucking yours. So anyway, like I just want Negroes to understand that most of these messages are when I'm doing all this wanting to save your money and stuff, it's not for like certain people. You want to continue to go out and support your group and your culture, that's fine. And I'm going to continue to buy little things here and there, but I just want everybody to wake up and understand what we've been going through, what happened to us, why people are saying it happened to them and it didn't happen to them, and they mockery us with the biblical names, with these people dropping out dying. All these people die like on TV, they're dying like crazy. They're just trying to harass the shit out of us. You understand what I'm saying? They just want us to stay stagnant. They want you to be in a box. They don't want you to go further. They don't want you to elevate. They don't want you to elevate above. You know what I'm saying? They want you to just stay in a scared, heavy weighted state of mind. So anyway, we're in a simulation. We're trying to get out the simulation. Hopefully, next time I come up here, I will have a way where you guys could jump up and I could have people correspond, because I'm tired of like just talking to myself by myself. I do want to like change things up for this year where I have people pop up and talk to me about anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be about like pro Negro, watch your back stuff. It can be about anything. It can be about geography. History is very vast of information that we could just be talking about anything that's just like, hey, did you know that, grapes turn into raisins and this and that. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't, try to share my video as much as you can so I get as many views as I can. And the message could be spreaded out of all these conspiracies I have and all these little predictions that I give. And let's see what happens in the media if I, am on the right track, which I believe I've always been. It's been proven every week after I come out that a lot of things that I say, the big platforms agree, and they like to just steal my shit and make their entertainment, make their content off of my little content makes their big content. So good for them, and I hope they continue to make money off of my my journey of trying to get, or whatever the Jackson name that they use so much supposed to get. I just want some of that. Like I always grew up thinking, damn, am I related to Michael Jackson? Am I related to Janet Jackson? Like, ain't supposed to get like, am I like a distant cousin? Can I get a couple dollars? Like, I know they're not gonna miss $1 million. So like, I'm just trying to figure out who I'm related to. I know that the most of these names is not. We know that the gig is up. We know that it don't belong to like no slave, and we did it. So these names that's attached to all these little, like all this little real estate and all these little like bonds and all these like how y'all live y'all good lives and y'all don't have to fucking work like that, or y'all could be entrepreneurs one day, one year, and travel the world another year because you're living off of fucking dead people pensions and shit that ain't even yours because y'all did not fight in no wars, y'all didn't die, and y'all did not get murdered mercifully to gain space over here. Before I go, just to show you guys how everybody squished the fuck up in here, I have found that picture. I found the picture where they show that 85% of everybody the fuck is over here, bro. Like, look where all the red is. 85, and that's where the mountains is. That's where the mountains that protect us. 85% of the people are here. And 20% is over there where you're not that protected. That's why they're like, oh, nobody lives in Oregon because they're not protected. Harsh weather, floods, this, that, biblical times over here. They're not blessed. They're not the holy chosen, pure. Make sure these people good so we could have earth to live on. That's not them. That's not their area. You know what I'm saying? They're not naturally origin from there. So they all have to squish up and make space in this safe zone, in heaven, in Edinburgh, where he protects us. I can't find it right now. I had it up here though. 85% shoved up the fuck over here because they don't want to be dealing with the harsh weathers of not living in a protected area. Just the way we just ended up set up this way. I don't know if our forefathers dug down and made the way how we sit lowlands. I don't know if they created that for us or we naturally have it. But that's just what the fight is over. It's our real estate. It's where we're from. It's ours, by blood. And as I showed you, when they came over here from Coney Island, the first thing they said was, "Oh, are we the new inheritors?" You can't be an inheritor of something. Inheritor means by blood. You can't come from a different country and say are you the guys the new inheritors. How could you be an inheritor of something you ain't come from it? This is by blood. That means wherever you came from, you an inheritor of that, of whatever Ukraine and them are doing right now. Go over there. That's what you inherited. You're not inherited over here. This is by blood work. That's what inherited means. It means you inherited from your grandparents, your family. So how could they be the new inheritors? They just got here. You're not related to nobody over here. You just got here. You can't be the inheritor. So, we got to get out of this simulation. We got to get out of it. It's the Asian persuasion, the Asian Alice Lynn, Chinese, Stan Lee, Justice League cartoon. We gotta get. It's already written. It's already drawing. We gotta get out that hamster wheel because it don't benefit us at all. Nothing but a hamster wheel trap. And once you start to wake up, they be all mad because they can't get what they want out of you no more. Okay, I can't find it. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna just leave it at that. When I do find it, I'll show you guys that it's like 85% to this 20% barely nobody over there. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, guys, and enjoy the rest of you guys' night. I'll come back as soon as possible, and hopefully where I can have people call in or link in. But anyway, I'll figure it out. Enjoy the rest of you guys' night. All right, bye. Good night.